I got a lot of things done tonight. So the whole front suspension is all done. Everything's greased, everything's put together, and everything's torqued. My buddy installed the tires on the wheels, and I think it looks awesome. It's got a old school look to it. I just got to get the other wheels on. But I've never been prouder to be a racer at this point. I've really taken it and tried to be a little artistic about it. You'll notice I swapped back to the red hood for now. Actually, I kind of like it better than the black hood, just because it's just as faded as the rest of the truck, so it all makes sense. The only thing that I don't like is it has a wound, and in order to fix that wound, it would have to interfere with the paint. I honestly think that this look is awesome. I wish I could find some decent center caps, but for now I'm going to run it like this. I can't get the Nissan caps to work yet. I'm going to have to figure something out because the lug nuts sit deeper in the wheel than the OEM wheels. So these twist-on center caps won't twist on. They've got nothing to grab onto. The ignition is fixed. Let's see if I can get enough light in here to show you. It's kind of tough to see, but yeah, you guys can kind of see it. So the replacement distributor from Oregon, off of a 240, I guess. They're the same thing. There's no difference. There's nothing fancy about it. But this one bolted right in, and no issues. Well, one broken bolt, but I was able to manage. And then I did some roadkill style zip tie wire separators. So those are all good, and it runs pretty good now. Over here, the master cylinder is on. Well, it's just sitting here. I have to bench bleed it, and then I have to run 3 brake lines over to the, well, 1 down here to the driver's side and 2 over to the passenger side. Then the apex, you probably won't be able to see it. You'll never be able to see it. The apex stainless braided brake lines, those are on. I just got to run the metal lines down to them, and then we'll have front brakes back again, and we'll have rear brakes. And then this whole process, this whole section from here forward is done. I can spin the truck around and start addressing this. And this shouldn't take too long. The only thing I think is going to hang me up is how long the driveline shop might take to do the drive shaft. Last time they turned it around in a couple weeks for me. I know the guy, so he might help me out. At least time-wise. I'm not looking for a price break. I'm just looking for, you know, time-wise. And the temporary exhaust, I started running this. It's pretty ugly, but it's not complete either. But it's basically a straight 2 to 2.5 inch adapter into a Flowmaster knockoff deep tone muffler, and it's center in, offset out, and the plan is to extend the tailpipe out and bring it out the rear. I don't want any exhaust coming out from underneath the truck anywhere. It's annoying. This truck doesn't sound all that exciting anyways. It doesn't sound pissed off, so I'd rather just stuff the exhaust out the back and not worry about it. But that's pretty much right here. I mean, it doesn't look that low, but in person, it's almost, it's perfect, you know, for what I'm trying to do, for drivability's sake. I'm gonna be driving this thing all over the place. I don't want to be, you know, regretting going too low, but I did want to, excuse me, give it a more, a little sportier look to it. So it's not a crazy lowering. It's 3-inch blocks in the back, and who knows how much I've dropped it. I mean, I just set it up from scratch. I went till it looked good to me. So I'm pretty happy. I'll just take a tape measure to it after driving it for a few miles. See if we're still level. I solved the torsion bar issue that I talked about earlier, where one torsion bar was not in the anchor as far as the other one. And it turns out I used washers on the front of the sun bolts, and you don't want to do that because the length of the sun bolt is predetermined, and therefore if you use a washer, it doesn't pull the sun bolt in far enough, and then the torsion bar bottoms out against the sun bolt, the back side of the sun bolt. So there's a little tip and advice for you. Do not use washers on the lower control arm mounts. Just use the Nylox that you get from the dealer or wherever you end up buying them from. So we're good to go there. I'm super pleased. The front suspension and steering, everything's greased, everything's tightened, and I got new tires, new wheels. Went back to the old hood. For now, we'll see. I like it both styles. I like the black and the red, but the red is kind of more correct for the truck, even though it's slightly damaged. It looks pretty aggressive. I'm looking forward to seeing the other wheels in the back on to get the total picture. I'm excited to get this rear axle in because factory limited slip, 4.375 gearing with these taller tires, I think we'll be right in the sweet spot for acceleration and cruising, because with the 370s, I think cruising RPMs are just a tad bit low. It has trouble with hills, so you always gotta downshift. You know, I can understand like on a tall hill, but some of these more less aggressive hills, you still have to downshift this thing to keep forward momentum going. Yeah, very productive. The ignition system's fixed. Tune-up is done. It sounds good. It's running good. Front suspension, front brakes are about halfway done, and we're getting ready to move on to the back. So let me know what you guys think in the comments so far. I'm really gunning to have this thing ready early May. So what's probably going to happen next month is I'm going to probably take a series of vacation days just so I can spend some more time on getting it sorted and ready to go. I don't want to mess around too much. I'm kind of tired of driving the Versa. It's been since October since I've driven anything fun, and now that this is going to be a little bit more controllable thanks to new bushings and steering components, I'm looking forward to hopping behind the wheel of this thing. It's got a whole new attitude now. So I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm sorry, once again, I'm kind of deviating away from showing the work that I've been doing just because I've just been doing it. I found that each time I tried to record everything that I was doing on this thing and using the GoPro, it was kind of a pain in the ass because I have to keep stopping to set the camera up, to get a better angle, to catch this, that, and the other thing, in the hopes that maybe something interesting would happen or there was interesting stuff, but it was just a lot of dead footage. So I figured these updates are probably better, as you can see, and I can explain as you're following the camera here what I've gotten done. So cool. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel and tuning in, and I'll bring you more bits as more bits arrive. And you know, leave comments, and have a great night. Take care now. Bye bye.